What is going on, everybody? And I guess welcome to the first show of 2022. Hope everybody had a great New Year's. Those of you living out here, Wyoming and Colorado, hope you're enjoying the wind. Those of you down in Colorado, thoughts go out to everybody affected to the fire down there in Boulder. So those of you that were affected by that, our kind of thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that was affected by that quick and devastating fire down there. We've got a little bit to cover tonight. Tonight's show is going to be a little melting pot of a little bit of everything. So we're going to talk about some new gear or newer gear that's out for everybody this year. Along, what's going on, David? What's going on, Aaron? Along with some cool products that I've had my hands on. Some of it is still in the testing phase. So we're going to show you guys what's going on. Scott, give you guys a, what's going on, Eric? Give you a sneak peek at some stuff and then some products that have just kind of hit the shelves that I've had for a little bit and have been able to use. So I'm going to share some of that stuff with you guys. We're going to go over brief ice updates. I just got back from a nice trip up in West Yellowstone, fishing Henry's Lake again. So I forgot my tripod, so I wasn't able to go live, unfortunately. You guys didn't miss a whole lot. The fishing was, hey, thanks, Greg. It says, may the fish be with you. So those of you guys that know me know I'm a pretty big Star Wars nerd. So the second episode of the Book of Boba Fett was out today too, not fishing related, but those of you that are into that kind of stuff, I was pretty excited for that to come out. And I've really been enjoying the first two episodes anyway that have come out. So but yeah, we're just going to run down some products, go over some ice updates, BS, and have a good time. It's 2022, so it's kind of up to us to set the mood for 2022 fishing wise. We've got some big announcements coming up here in the near future, so we'll go over that too. What's going on, Tony? So first, we're going to start with ice fishing updates. So Flaming Gorge, right now, the ice is down just past the confluence. You're looking at anywhere from 3 to 7 inches. The ice really does vary. It looked like just from a few spots that I checked out, it froze and then it snowed on top. So you'll have 3 inches of ice and then you'll go 10 feet and you'll have 7 inches of ice. Pretty sketchy. We've had some pretty big winds the last couple days. So that has kind of messed up some of the ice that was working its way further down. So no ice fishing for big fish yet. I'm hoping in the next week and a half, I'll be able to start doing trips and getting back out on the water. Hopefully get some content for you guys too on the YouTube page. Kind of show you in person. The last time we were on, we did a beginner's guide to lake trout. I'm hoping to do a video as well, going over stuff where you guys can visually watch. If you're like me, I'm more of a visual learner where I have to kind of see to learn or do how to learn. So I'm hoping to get some of that stuff out there for you guys, showing you how to run that live scope, the electronics, what the fish are doing, and what it looks like on the electronics. So hoping to get that stuff out there for you guys as well. Thomas, I'm not sure as far as Green Mountain. I know Granby just barely froze like a day or so ago. So that is kind of in the beginning stages. I thought I heard that Green Mountain had some ice towards the inlet, but I'm not sure. Those of you guys that are watching, if you have an ice update in the area that you're watching from, go ahead and post it in the comments and I'll kind of shout them out as we go. Cody said he ordered a new lake trout ice rod, Frostbite Mr. Big 43. Awesome. And then Brian says, I heard the wind is going to tear it up. Yeah, it probably will. What's going on, Matt? Fellow fat kid out there. The YouTube page is just Recon Angling, Eric. So the live stream actually goes on Facebook and YouTube as well. So Some other stuff, other than the ice fishing out here, Boysen has pretty good ice on it as well, mostly on the Poison Creek side, anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of ice up there. But not a whole lot for ice around here. I was up at at Henry's, and that had about anywhere from 8 inches to 13 inches, depending where you were. A lot of snow on the lake. A lot of it blew off. We got below zero weather. It was about 22 below, and super windy. So hey, Matt says he's got the Mr. Big 38, and he likes it. So hopefully, Cody, you'll like that too. Hey, what's going on, Jim? I heard you got your new Fetters custom Laker rod, so welcome to the club. Hopefully, we'll get to put that sucker to use here soon. Eating a banana split? Come on, man. Making me hungry. I'm going to have to stop the live show now and go get one for myself. But just want to give a quick shout out to guys. You can see it in the upper corner of the screen. Razer Ice Augers. They are on as a sponsor. So a huge shout out to them. Got to give the new Razer 40 volt 10-inch a good break in this year. Really like the auger. It's got a lot of power. Battery, I left it outside in 23 below zero weather without charging it for 2 days, and drilled about 45, 50 holes with it. No problem. So I was pretty impressed with that as well. So a huge shout out to Razer. They are, a new sponsor for the show. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about, new gear that you guys will find handy. And then some stuff, those of you, who may be trying to order stuff, have noticed that since COVID hit, it's been taking longer to get stuff. So I'm going to show you a company that most of you are probably not familiar with, and that's Superior Fishing Products. And they make some really amazing rod racks and mounts and stuff like that for your boat. So those of you guys who have, Lunds and Alumacrafts that have the track system built in, this company makes some really amazing durable stuff that doesn't break the bank to mount your downriggers, rods, stuff like that, and then also rod holders that go in your seat hole, post hole of your boat to keep your rods off the boat and kind of out of harm's way. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over some new products from Plano, the brand new Atlas backpack, which is, if you guys are a co-angler or you're on the go and you're going fishing on a buddy's boat, it is a great backpack that has a ton of storage and a lot of great features for you that will help you keep your gear consolidated when you're on someone else's boat and kind of keep out of their space. We're going to talk about the Dynamic Lures Micro Attack. Not necessarily a new bait. It's been out for about a year, but a lot of you probably are not familiar or have seen it, so we're going to go over that. We also have the new Plano Stole All, these little pouches here too, which is waterproof storage. So, and these actually fit into Plano tackle boxes. So we'll go over that in depth. Behind me over here, you can't really see it, but I have the behemoth of it's called the Striker Transporter, and it is a rod and reel transporter. So I was able to, I love and stuff in there when I'm going fishing somewhere, that I can throw a bag over my back. Those of you guys who use rod cases are amazing. The Shields 2.0 case, which is made by Plano, is an absolute beast of a case. And then Otter makes a really big case. Striker came out with a case that you can throw on your back. You can use it as a backpack. You can sling it over your shoulder. It's just a really great case. I was able to cram pack 10 rods into the thing. It's got 5 rod tubes, 3 on one side, 2 in the other, that hold up to 38-inch rods. And just an amazing product. I was able to put 2 jaw jacker jigging bases, like the whole automatic jigging base with the jaw jacker on there, 4 other jaw jackers in the storage compartment, plus it's got side pouches. So quite a bit of stuff to go over and cool stuff to show you guys. Let's see. I got the Razer 40 volt Cody. So they got the 24 volt, and then they have the 40 volt 10-inch as well. It should be on the website. And then, yeah, no problem, Michael. So we do have a discount code for those of you looking as well, too, on the dynamic page. What's going on, Ryan? Tony wants to know if I've ever fished Taylor, and do you have any tips for ice fishing? I've actually never been able to ice fish Taylor. I've fished there a few times on the humps right out from the marina there. Seem to be where a bunch of guys go for lake trout and do pretty good up there. Yeah, so it looks like Johnny said he's still looking for a Helix ice conversion kit. Yeah, so with COVID, a lot of stuff electronics wise has been really hard to find this year, and that's kind of why I'm showing you some of this new product stuff out there, so you guys can get your orders in. You know, even though you might not use it until spring, in the grand scheme of things, that's only 3 months away, 3.5, 4 months away from being back in the open water, being back on the boats. So getting that stuff in ordered now. Hopefully, with all the stuff that's going on, you'll be able to get it, before the season comes. I know there was a lot of stuff, sponsor wise last year that was just on back order with everything that I just barely started getting stuff in, just because stuff was backlogged, and it's just a crazy thing out there. Let's see. Matt says the kiddos and I are looking for a new fishing backpack. You're gonna like the Atlas backpack. I'm gonna show you guys here in a little bit. And then yeah, Cody, you're gonna love this pedestal base mount rod holder. So they make a 4, an 8, and a 10. So it's really up to you. It's very lightweight. I was very surprised when I took it out and handled it. I was expecting it to be bulkier and heavier. You'll see it's really good. Yeah, so Johnny says the Eagle Claw case isn't bad either. That is a very good case as well. And then yeah, Aaron's got the Plano with the rods up to 40 inches. I was hoping to show you guys the new Plano XL case. I'll have that next week, and I'll probably do a video and kind of walk you through. I'll have the 2 different size flip over huts, the new Frable Ice Hunter 280, which is a very big flip over hut, and then the Frable Ice Hunter 200. I've had the Frable Ice Hunter 200 for a couple months now, and for the size, it's a great smaller 2-man to bigger 1-man hut. It's insulated. I love the new design of the interior of it and the windows. It's a very nice hut, and I'm looking forward to using the bigger version of it. So Cody wants to know if I use the jigging base for the jaw jackers much. Yeah, Cody, they definitely are worth it. I've actually taken a couple of the wheels and custom made my own wheels for jigging, crawdad baits in shallow water. It actually got me second place in an ice fishing tournament a couple years ago, fishing for trout on that jigging base. So I put that jigging base down with that custom wheel that I made on there, and then I was going to set up my second jaw jacker, and I set this up in about 1.5 feet of water, and I'm setting up the other jaw jacker, and I hear this scraping on the ice, and this. I look back, and the jaw jacker is absolutely going nuts. And when I initially drilled the hole, I was like, oh, I don't mind fishing shallow water, but I'm not joking, probably 1 foot, max 1.5 feet of water. And I was like, I'm going to have to move this out deeper. But I had my holes already drilled. I just had to set the jackers out. Didn't even get the second jacker in, and got a really nice, I think it was like a 6.5, 7 pound rainbow, jigging shallow water with that jigging base. And I do like it I've tried using it with using live bait and stuff like that. It does work pretty good. So let's see here. Landon wants to know any tips when you're marking a lot of fish and just can't get anything to bite. Yeah, just my personal thing, I like to switch out my presentation. I'll try different presentations on the fish. If that doesn't work, that's kind of when I switch baits. Now, if you got a smaller bait on, maybe I'll try something bigger. If I have a bigger bait on, I'll downsize a little bit and just kind of see how the fish react. You know, for instance, this last week I was using a 2.5-inch, 3-inch tube jig. Actually, I think it was a 3-inch tube jig, and the fish would come in, but they wouldn't hit it. So I was like, okay. So I threw on the Trout Attack, which is about 2 inches, and then boom, the next fish that came in whacked it. So then I got curious, and I'm like, well, you know, so I put on the Micro Attack, and it was weird because it was the Micro Attack is smaller, it swam better through the water, but the fish wanted that bigger bait presentation. Now the next day they wanted something smaller, so that would be my recommendation for that when you're marking a bunch of fish and you're not really seeing a whole lot. And Joey Martinez says any gun case will work. He's used one for years. Yeah, any gun case works. I'm just going over some new stuff that's out there that some of you guys that have to hike and carry your stuff out there, you can't just throw it in a sled or, you know, something like that and carry it out. This is something that you can throw on your back and carry out if you're hiking or something like that, that you can pack a lot of stuff. Yeah, it was a pretty good fish. The Plano XL, I believe, will hold, I want to say up to 42-inch rods, Ryan. So, and let's see, do you prefer the big tooth or the wiggle wheel? So, personally, Dean, I like to use the wiggle wheel, but I have a custom version of the wiggle wheel. Actually, I have it inside the striker case. So we'll kind of just slide right into that. Actually, not where I wanted to start, but that's where the conversation took us. So that's where we're going to go. So we're going to talk about the Striker Ice Transport. So things may get a little crazy here for a second when I get this thing out, because it is pretty big to show you guys. But this is the Striker Transporter right here. So I actually have a short video that I'll be posting, and Striker will be posting as well, going over this bag. But as you can see, big pouches on the side here, and I put my if you guys are looking for something to measure fish really quick with, if you get this Rapala tape measure here, I think it's like $20, but you hit this little button right here on my left hand here, and it just comes right in. So it's great if you're out. It's lightweight. I like having this in the boat, like having it. The numbers are nice and big, so you can pop the fish on there, take a picture, and pop it back, and then it retracts back into itself. Really like that. So I got that in there. I got my pliers and some other stuff. As you can see, it's got the strap up here to go on your shoulder, and then I keep getting this all. You got the straps right here to go on your back. But it's a great, let's see. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, you're not joking. But right here, we'll get this microphone out of the way for a second. As you guys can see, I'm going to open this sucker up, and I have all my jaw jackers in here. So I have 6. I got 4 of the regular jaw jackers in here, and then I have 2 jaw jackers like this, and you guys can see the custom wheel that I've made there, and that's my custom crawdad wheel that I use. So you guys can see kind of what I did and what that allows the bait to do when it's sitting down on the bottom. It just kind of goes up, down, back up, just like a little crawdad, kind of bouncing around, swimming around. But I have 2 of these bases. I'll give you guys a closer view of my custom wheel. But you can put a bunch of stuff in here, and then it zips back up. And then, let's see. I got to go back to the other side here. So I'm going to show you guys the new dynamic rod too. So, come on. Got an earthquake going on. But as you can see, you got the rods that go right into there, so they go underneath that storage pouch in their own rod tube, so you don't have to worry about stuff getting smashed. So, and some of you may have already seen or used the dynamic ice rods. These are the 2022 model. It's got that hyper green going into blue. It's got the dynamic logo. You can see I got this Trout Attack. I've caught so many fish on it this year. It really tells you kind of how durable these baits are. You can kind of see. Come on, camera. But yeah, that bait's finally broken in. I find that a lot of these baits, you get broken like that. A lot of fish really like it. But this is the 31-inch medium heavy rod. So it's a great rod for ripping the HD ice, doing spoons, stuff like that for walleye, trout. It does have that nice little handle that just kind of fits right in your hand. And then I got the Frable reel on there. But it's a really good rod. These sell for $35 on the Dynamic website. So Josh, it holds up to 38-inch rods on there. So, and Ryan wants to know, do you really need a tape longer than 24 inches? Yeah, Ryan. I think if you've seen the fish that I catch, I need oftentimes, I need something up to twice the size of that. But that was the Striker Ice Transport, and then we were talking about the 31-inch, the Dynamic Lures 31-inch ice rod here. It's a very nice rod. Good backbone to it. They also make a 28-inch version, which has a softer tip on it, and that's something that you guys would want to use, when using smaller baits like the Micro Attack, fishing for panfish, stuff like that. It's a great combo. So, or rod, I should say. Man, I can't talk. What's going on, Ethan? Dean said he had the Striker case and broke a couple tips off the rods, putting them in and out. Might have been my own dumb self, but I sold it and went with the Otter 48. Yeah, I'm not sure how you broke tips on there. I'm pretty hard on stuff. I just kind of jammed these rods in there and never had any issues with on the Striker on the transporter here. So going more into ice fishing stuff, here is the Micro Attack. So those of you guys, it comes in a bunch of different colors. If you go to the Dynamic website, I'll pop it out of its packaging here. Just give you guys a better look. And of course, it's not going to stay in there, so you'll have to see my big old meat fingers. But nice little inch long bait, just like the Trout Attack, a little bit smaller. So when you notice those fish don't want something big, maybe they want something, they're getting a little finicky, something a little bit smaller. Great bait to throw on. Really good for crappie perch. I've caught quite a few crappie perch on there. And as ice season goes on, you tend to downsize your baits a lot. So that is definitely something to keep in your arsenal. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Thanks. Something to keep in your arsenal anyway, as we start downsizing. As ice season goes on, oxygen levels go down in the lake. Fish, their action kind of gets slowed down a little bit more, so you kind of downsize your baits. So that is the Micro Attack. And then so now we're going to talk about the Plano, these Plano Stole-All bags. So come on. I'll give you guys a second. If you got any questions on the Trout Attack or the rod or the Micro Attack or the rods, let me know. All right, so we're gonna move into the Plano Stole-All bag. So these little pouches, you can see on the bottom, they expand, so you can really cram pack these if you want. This one here, I threw some spinner baits in there, some hooks, but you know, this size bag here, excuse me, fits into a 3600. If you have a 3600 tackle box, you can actually put this on the top and close it with it like this. So you can put it's a great thing if you're going on a float trip or something. You can put your phone, your car keys, stuff like that inside here. You can label it as well too. Over here with a Sharpie, you can write on it. It's a very durable plastic, so it's not super hard. It's a softer plastic, so it holds up in the cold really good. Yeah, really good for spinner baits. You can chuck them in there, as you guys can see. And this is the 3600, so it's waterproof. Really nice bag. And then the bigger one, this fits in a 37. So this is the Plano Stole, the bigger version. So you can see here, we got the smaller version, 3600. And then you have the 3700. It's got, as you can see, you can write what's in there. I threw some. It's great for holding plastic, so you can throw a bunch of plastics in there. And what's great about these bags is, if you're going fishing out on somebody else's boat, this is where the Atlas. This is the new Plano Atlas backpack. So you can throw a bunch of this stuff in these bags, take them out, have them sit out in the weather. If it's raining, snowing, something like that on the boat, all your stuff that's in here is waterproof. The same thing in this bag. So this is the new Plano Atlas bag here. What I really like about this bag is they put the drop zone. So those of you guys who aren't familiar with, the Plano and Plano drop zone, it's basically a magnet. So you can see I have the jig on there, and that's just to demonstrate the magnets that are right here. So if you're fishing in, your pliers or you're switching baits, you can throw your bait right here, and it just sits right there until you're ready, to put it in a bag or move on or organize your stuff. If you're on the go, you can put your pliers up here. There's a bunch of stuff that you can put, and this is kind of a harder, as you can see, a harder molded material. And I can't talk tonight. But just the overall look of this bag, really like it. You got the side tackle on here, and then you got the Cole Polymer tackle protection. So on these, you can open them up. They open up all the way, and you see how that just kind of naturally opens for you. So you can have stuff in there, easily accessible. So like I said, if you got this Stolall bag, you can pop that sucker in there just like that, close it up, and then when it opens, it's accessible. It's hands-free. You don't need a hand to hold this open or to dig through it. It naturally opens up, so you can easily grab stuff out of the bag. You got your straps right here, so nice little bungees to hook stuff down with. You have a nice, on the outside, you can put your phone inside here, your wallet, car keys, stuff like that. Waterproof. It's got the waterproof zipper on there. Same thing with this. You got another nice pouch in the front that comes out. And so you have some nice meshing back here that you can put baits and stuff in there. You got your little molly system here, so you can attach your pliers. You can hook carabiners, stuff like that up there if you want. The back of it is nice and padded, and it's got a hard bottom too, so that keeps anything like that, any moisture, anything like that. It helps protect the bag and from getting it wet. What I really like about this, I'll just show you guys the front too. So that's the Plano Atlas, and then you can see the drop zone on the top of that. And this opens up, so you have storage up here too. And then you can put 4 of these bigger boxes. It comes with these boxes. So this is what I was talking about. You can get some of these Stowall bags or even the new Plano Edge boxes. I got the Plano Edge box, the 3700 right here. So you can pop that in there. You can put your bag in there. It's got a lot of storage. A lot of storage that you guys see there that you can, it's easily accessible. You can store a bunch of stuff in there. It closes up. It's just a great bag for, you know, if you're going to Spinney or 11 Mile and working the shoreline and walking. If you're going on the river, you can go out and have a bag that is lightweight but durable. It's going to hold up. You know, and if you're going on a buddy's boat, it helps you keep your gear organized and out of their way as well. So really cool backpack that came out this year from Plano. I haven't had a chance to use it personally yet, but it's definitely one thing I'm looking forward to hiking up to some of my tiger trout lakes. You know, Cody, that's one thing I was looking at it. I wouldn't be surprised if you put some ice in there if it wouldn't make for a good cooler too. That might be one of the tests I do this summer on it. It's not a whole lot for insulation inside. It's just more or less just fabric material in there. But my guess is you could easily put a little trash bag in there and put some ice in there, and it would work good for that. So yeah, you know, it might not be, yeah, if it was hard that you could sit on it, I don't know if you'd want to lug that sucker around on your back. But so now we're going to move along and we're going to talk about the Superior fishing products. So we're going to start with the 8-rod holder. So as you can see, I'm just kind of one-arming this. But things are getting wild again. But it is it's very lightweight, durable construction, made out of aluminum. So, and that's Superior Fishing Products. So superiorfishingproducts.com. And I'll kind of share screen the website too for you guys. Now these rod holders run, you know, from anywhere from $200 to $350. But they're all American made. And they're very lightweight and durable and look super clean. So those of you guys that are looking for something like that for your boat, but want something that's super clean, those rod holders are amazing. So yeah, Cody. So yeah, the price wise, the 8-place rod rack is anywhere from $280 to $350. So it all depends. There's several different options that you can get. This was a black powder coat, so this was the $350 one. But you can get the regular without the powder coat and stuff like that on there. Let's see. And then you also get free shipping through the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen real quick with you guys. Yeah, it fits in a wide variety of pedestals. So they show it kind of on the website. So we're going to go ahead and share the screen real quick so you guys can see it. All right, so this is the 8-place rod rack. So you guys, we'll cycle through the photos real quick. And so this is superiorfishingproducts.com. That you can see, that's the one, just how I have it. And then you have another version, gray. and then there's white as well. So you can see the different types of bases, Springfield, Lund, taper lock. So there's a bunch of different stuff on there. So you have a bunch of different. So if we do the brushed aluminum, the standard, and then we do the base type, we'll say the Lund, it calculates their price. So it starts at $280 for that brushed aluminum, which is this right here. And then my guess is if we went to, we got the white, you can see the price bumps up to $350 for the powder coating. You got matte black, so that's $350 as well. So a couple different options on there. If we go back to the rod racks, there's a couple other options. So you have the 10 place, which is $320 to $390. The 4 place, if you want something a little bit smaller, and then you can see the 8 place right there as well. So they also do trees. So we'll go back to the home page real quick, and I can't see any questions right now, but we'll kind of go over that when I get back. But you got the quad, the 4, and these are all fixed. So you got the double, the triple, the quad, and then the tree. And you also have the Alumacraft mount if you got an Alumacraft boat. And then you have the Lund 42 Sport Track mount. So this is the actual Downrigger mount. So this is a prototype mount right here. But the actual mount is on the back here. And what I like about this is just slight variations from the Cisco, but it goes a long way. So you guys can see that pad on there. And what that allows for a better fit on your boat without scuffing the boat up. And then this sits a little more even on the boat, opposed to the Cisco mount that kind of sits up a little bit. So the base on this is a little bit wider too than the Cisco. Currently, I have the Ciscos on my boat. When I get my boat back from the shop, I'll be able to put these on, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison for you guys so you can see kind of what's going on in person. So let's look at the comments real quick. So yeah, no problem, Cody. Yeah. So you're gonna pay a little bit of money, but you're getting something that's handmade, American made, and has been designed where they actually bring the boats in and work and tweak. And that's kind of why these Downrigger mounts aren't out yet, is because they're still tweaking a few small things. So when you guys get them on your boat, it's perfect and it works good. And you don't have to worry about losing, $1,500 downriggers when you're out messing around. So if you guys are interested in that, just go to superiorfishingproducts.com or just shoot us a message to get that stuff over there. So trying to look at stuff. That's really all I have for new gear that I actually have my hands on. Pretty much we'll open the floor up right now, for about 10 minutes or so. If you guys have something that you, yeah, exactly, Ryan, they adapt to the other mounts as well. So you can, as long as you have a Lund or anything like that, that's why there's all these different holes and stuff in there, is for the different patterns and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of open the floor up. If you guys got random fishing questions, stuff like that, go ahead and throw them on here. Those of you guys that didn't see the winner of the half-day guided fishing trip, it was actually Ronald Hess. So it was Ron Hess that won that. We're doing a new giveaway, which I'll be doing a post tomorrow, and it's kids fishing. So we want to see those pictures from 2022 of your kid out fishing, ice fishing, or doing something fishing related. I'll have a post up. All you guys need to do is comment a picture. Everybody that comments on it, we're going to run it for about a month, and everybody that comments on there is going to have a chance to win a prize pack, especially made for kids. So this was actually Jeremiah Avery, who watched the show. He won a $25 gift card, and instead of taking the $25 gift card, he wanted me to do 25, use that gift card to get stuff and do a kids prize. So we're gonna match that and a little bit more to give a kid a very epic giveaway for fishing. So there's going to be some ice fishing stuff, some open water stuff in there. So we'll be doing that here in a little bit. My nickname is Ron. Yeah. I don't know if Ron would appreciate that, Cody. So Ryan wants to know how the gorge is icing up. Not good. It was until we got 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll be going down there in the next couple days. The good news, it's supposed to be really cold the next couple weeks with no wind. So I can say that it was right there and was making great progress to where I probably could have been out next week out on the ice for big fish, but we're back to square one on the gorge. So not a whole lot of ice. You got just a little bit past the confluence. A little bit south of there is pretty much where the ice is at right now. So Johnny says he's thinking of setting up his boat for downriggers this spring. It'd be nice to point me in the right directions on the options of the downriggers available. Yeah, that's definitely something that we can do. I would definitely recommend, going in and getting electric downriggers. I started off when I first started guiding. I started out with manual downriggers, and the first investment I did into guiding was electric downriggers. And since getting electric downriggers, I've actually invested more money in getting the Canon Digitrolls, which they have the auto track where they track the bottom, so I can set it at certain depths. And if I'm helping clients out or something like that, they'll automatically keep it a foot off the bottom or however far off the bottom I want, to where I don't have to be constantly on the downriggers. So it's a really great feature to have. Those downriggers are about $1,500 to $1,600 a piece. So it really goes into your budget, but you can get into a really good Canon downrigger if you can find them with the COVID stuff. That's one thing I'd start looking at now. If they're in stock, buying them now, because I guarantee you in about 2 months, all that stuff is going to start selling out. So that's kind of why I went over some of the stuff I went over today, is because I wanted to show you guys some really cool products that you might not be able to use right now, but they're definitely items you want to get ordered right now. Because we don't know what's going to happen, how much, these companies are going to have in stock. Superior Fishing Products does really good at keeping stuff in stock and then custom making orders as well. But we just don't know what's going to happen. So if you get that stuff and order it now, you'll be on top of the game for when it comes. And so as I get more new gear and stuff like that, I'm going to share it with you guys. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for Buckboard Marina's population control and domination tournament, it's going to be a great event for catching pups, ice fishing, and a lot of great prizes. And they're doing monthly giveaways too. So they're giving away 55 quart lifetime cooler, which I believe they're about $200, but really great prizes. So you guys need to go to the population control and domination Facebook page and give that a look as well. So no problem, Johnny. That's one thing, is just upgrade now. If you're doing a lot of trolling on the bottom and stuff like that, the auto tracking is nice, but just having a basic electric downrigger is really the way to go. They're really simple. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of stuff, and they're nice to have. So Cody wants to know how heavy a downrigger ball for like Granby and Williams Fork. I have a 5-pound, but it seems like a bit much. So I actually, when I'm trolling, I'm actually using a 12 to 15 pound downrigger ball. It really depends on the speed that you're trolling. And the bait that you have behind a downrigger ball. So obviously, the bigger the bait, the faster you're going. You're going to want to have a heavier ball. Otherwise, you're going to have blowback. And what I mean by blowback is, when you're going slow, your downrigger ball, if your boat's right here, your downrigger ball is going to be right here. But as you speed up, that ball's going to go back like this. So in order to be at the actual depth that you want to be, you're going to have to let more downrigger cable out. So having that bigger ball, the fish-shaped balls are really good. And I would say, for up there, if you had a 10 pound ball would be pretty good for that. So you don't need to go too much over 10 pounds on that. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Now is the time. If you have questions, just throw them out there. We got a little bit of time to kill, actually. Not too often. Usually we got a lot of packed stuff, and today we had some stuff and burned through it pretty good. So it's kind of open right now. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw them out there. Yeah, Ryan, we were talking about that at the beginning of the show. Yeah, the new Book of Boba Fett. First episode was a little slow, but most first episodes are of any new show. And that's kind of why I'm wearing May the Fish Be With You. My tribute, I guess, to Star Wars and fishing, my two favorite things. But yeah, the second episode was really good. And Dave Filoni really does a really good job on the Star Wars stuff. If you guys have watched Rebels and Clone Wars, they go into a lot of detail, and so they're doing that with these live action shows as well, filling in the gaps in the stories and stuff like that. So it is really cool, just to kind of, I guess, nerd out on that type of stuff. Yeah, no problem, Johnny. Yeah, I am a vet, so I did 9 years in the Army. So I was a Cav Scout, so Army Recon. So if you ain't Cav, you ain't blank. But yeah, I did that back in 2004 to 2012. So Aaron wants to know any tips on jigging coax through the ice. Yeah, you're going to want to, just kind of scout around the bays pretty good. In using smaller spoons and stuff like that, and just jigging, and you'll see the big schools come through. Kokanee are pretty easy to, yeah, no problem, Cody, are pretty easy to catch through the ice. You just got to move around a little. Most of the time they'll cycle through, and you wait about another 10 or 15 minutes and they come right back. So they do these huge circles in the coves at the gorge anyway. And so using the PK flutterfish works really good. Pink. So anything that you have that's pink typically works pretty good. And you'll see them come through about, 20 to 40 feet down. So that's kind of some stuff to look at. And yeah, so a lot of these guys like to use, the flasher, the dodger, all that stuff. And then I just use a spoon and just jig it, and they usually just come and grab it. Thomas wants to know any recommendation on basic non-electric downrigger. Yeah, Canon makes really good downriggers. I think it's just I want to say it's the STX5. They have a shorter boom length. I want to say they're 28 inches. I've tried, having the long booms to get your stuff away from the boat, and having the shorter booms. I don't really notice a whole lot of difference personally. When I'm trolling, having that out, an extra 1.5 feet as opposed to having it behind the boat. They don't really seem to care a whole lot on that. Yeah, so Cody, for braid, I use 30-pound braid, and then I use 20-pound leader. Fishing in Colorado with your guys' fish on there, you can get away using like 12 to 15-pound fluoro for your leader. if you come out to the gorge, you definitely want to have 20 pound. You can ask Jeremy if he's watching, what happened to him when he's like, oh, I got 12 pound. And I said, no, dude, you need 20 out here. And he was fairly confident he could get away with 12 and learn the hard way, losing about a 30-pound fish right at the hole with the line. So it was pretty entertaining. That was 3-4 years ago, and we still kind of talk about that. So all right, we're gonna give it just a few more moments here. Leader length, 6 foot is probably good. I like to use about 6 to 10 feet on the leader stuff. So, yep, no problem, Michael. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up here, guys. So definitely appreciate everybody checking in, watching, being interactive. I hope everybody is having an amazing 2022 so far. We're going to have some exciting new changes coming up here in the next couple weeks. So I'm just going to kind of leave it as a surprise. But we got some really cool stuff coming up that I'm excited to share with you guys, and kind of take us, no problem, Landon, and kind of, take us into 2022 doing, some bigger stuff, more interactive stuff with you guys. So until next time, everybody be safe and tight lines out there. We'll see you next time.